First off, great crowd tonight. I was really happy with, that kind of showing on opening day. We haven't had that before. So really happy with that. Really happy with the way Josh Hartle pitched today. Just kept battling, ran into some adversity, and our watches weren't working. A couple of things went against him there in the first inning. Same thing. Our defense let him down a little bit there in the one inning where he loaded the bases, but, got the big pop up and strikeout after that. So really happy with that. Happy with both our bullpen guys. I was really happy with Will Ray, and even Blake Morningstar. He had the walk and the home run, but, other than that, got us 6 outs and, kept our bullpen with a short bullpen. We've got really 6 of our better bullpen arms that are going to be out here anywhere from 2 to, most of them will be back in 2 to 3 weeks. And then Cole Rowland is going to be a little longer than that. But, our bullpen will look a whole lot different here in 2 or 3 weeks than it does right now. So really happy with Will Ray and Blake Morningstar today. Offensively, we didn't have a very good day today. I was really disappointed in our at-bats. We talk about stacking quality at-bats all the time, and we only did that 2 different occasions today. Obviously, Jake Reinish with the big double down the line and Tate Ballestero right behind him, which was a huge kind of the difference in the game was really Rhino's at-bat. They had grabbed some momentum, on the play before, and Jake doubled and kind of turned the game the other direction. But and then Tate right in behind him. And the other time was the last inning where, Telly walked. Telly had a good day at the plate today, and then Merrick Houston singled kind of behind him to right field. So, other than that, we just didn't stack any at bats together today. But really happy with Adam Tellier offensively today. But tomorrow we're gonna certainly need to play better tomorrow and have a better day offensively tomorrow.
Finger on the pulse of what might have been wrong offensively? Was it too amped up?
I think it's a little bit of nerves amped up. I think it's a little bit that Adam Tellier hit the first pitch of the game over the fence. And, quite honestly, I felt like we were just trying to homer for the rest of the game. And again, part of that is just a lot of new guys in there trying to make an impression, trying to win a job. So we were pressing tonight. There's no doubt about that. And give credit to Fordham. They mixed their pitches well and kept us off balance. But again, we not pleased with the way we played it all. We're going to need to play a whole lot better than that. So
on the subject of Adam, can you remember a player hitting the first pitch in a Deacon uniform out?
I can't. No. I mean, that's a first. I saw a guy from Bulger did it for Vanderbilt earlier today, so that's the second one I saw today. But yeah, first one is a Deke that I've seen.
How about Rhino's performance today? I mean, the hit, the 2 RBI, just getting him back, kind of like the return a little bit, getting him back into the lineup as a productive player.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, because again, Kurtz and Tellier are going to get theirs, or Kurtz and King are going to get theirs. And I know they didn't have good days today, but both those guys just missed a couple of balls. So, they're right where they need to be. And we need to have Rhino in that 5-hole right behind them, driving runs like he did today.
There's such a quick turnaround for tomorrow. Tomorrow, where you hope kind of offensively things start to click.
Yeah, that is exactly what I said to them. That's a quick turnaround, and we need to get dinner. We need to get in the training room. We need to get our recovery. We need to get our rest and come ready to go tomorrow because, Illinois has got a good ball club and they got a good pitcher going against us tomorrow. So we're certainly going to need to have a better approach. I think we need to live low tomorrow. Kind of. Again, stop trying to homer, grind more at bats, live low, do a better job with 2 strikes. I didn't feel like we did a good job with 2 strikes either today.
How do you feel Blake responded after giving up the 2-run homer?
Really good, again, and then even in the 9th inning, he's kind of, he gets a leadoff walk and then gets a double play ball. So I was really happy with Blake. And again, like I told him, I said, look, fly ball home runs happen here. That's just what it is. You can't have a walk before that. But I was really happy with the way he responded, for sure. He's a big piece to our pitching staff. So it was good to see him kind of get his feet wet and recover from that.
When it comes to these early non-con games, and you kind of mentioned it earlier, how much of it is about answering some of the question marks of the team, starting to figure out some of the things that you develop before you play?
Yeah, I think it's more, where guys need to answer their own questions. Again, we have guys that are searching a little bit right now and trying to figure out what their roles are and, kind of who they are and what they do. And we haven't quite put that together yet. It wasn't like, last year we had a veteran ball club of guys that kind of knew what to expect and what to do. And we're kind of feeling our way through that a little bit here right now. So we'll get there. I mean, again, we have the makings of a really good club.
In the top of the third, bases got loaded through a series of plays in the field. Moose came to the mound. Seemed like a pretty animated conversation with a lot of folks. What was the message there?
Well, the message was, hey, we need to have better body language. You know, we had some guys hanging their heads after a couple errors, and errors happen. That's part of it. I mean, the two guys that weren't rattled were Josh Hartle and Corey Mascara. Both those guys were locked in and ready to roll. Moose just needed to make sure the infield was on the same page and wanted the ball. Typically in that situation after an error, Moose goes out there. It's like, who wants the ball? And he just needs to make sure that those guys that just made errors, want the baseball.
It's like he kind of went in the semicircle and talked to everybody individually. Once again, very animatedly.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was a come to Jesus pitching mound visit for sure.
But not with the pitcher.
No, Josh was, again, Josh threw the ball really well today. I was pleased with Josh. I thought he threw his fastball really well today. I was happy with the way he threw his fastball. A couple good changeups early, then kind of went away from it. But, again, didn't have his best curveball, but, I was happy with the way Josh pitched.
Was it just me, or was he a little more animated in some of his reactions today?
Yeah, I thought so. I saw some of that too, Connor. And again, I understood why.
You mentioned the crowd. That's a regular season record for Wake Forest baseball. What does that mean for the start of this season to have 3,500 fans here cheering on the Dukes?
Oh, it was just awesome. We could feel the energy when we came out. We're taking infield, outfield. They're kind of got a standing ovation when they went out there. When they took the field in the top of the first, got another standing ovation. So, this community has really rallied around this team and it's been building, really since Omaha. It built kind of leading up to Omaha and kind of, has really kind of continued to grow. And it's been really awesome. There's a lot of good buzz around this team and this community. And again, we got to do our part.
To that point, how do you use that as a positive driving force as opposed to additional pressure? Like, this is a different level stage than Wake Forest baseball has been at, like, ever.
Yeah, and again, at the end of the day, it's what we talk about. If behind this thing is our whiteboard, and we talk about trusting their training, and that's what's number one on there. Trust your training, just be who you are. We don't need you to do more. And tonight we try to do more, and that's basically what it boiled down to today. And tomorrow we'll play better because again, we'll come out. We've got one game underneath us. Thankfully, we won that game. It's always good to not play well and win, and we were able to do that.
In terms of Josh's 88 pitches around where you wanted him today. And
exactly. 80 to 85 was our number. We contemplated him, let him go on one more hitter. It was a left-handed hitter, a guy that he had handled, but it didn't make any sense this early in the year. Plus I wanted to get Will Ray in there in a lower leverage situation with 2 outs and then a man on first.
And our Chase and Mike right around that kind of range as well.
Mike won't. Chase will be in that same range tomorrow. So hoping to get 6 out of Chase, just like we got up, nearly got out of Josh today. Chase Burns will be right at that number, but Michael Massey's a little bit behind on that. So my guess is we'll probably get 3 innings out of Massey, 50 pitches.
You mentioned the bullpen is much different now than it will be in 2 to 3 weeks. Aside from Cole Rowland, who's kind of missing in that?
Yeah, well, some premium lefties. Joe Areola is out right now. Will Gervais, transfer from Pitt. Crawford Wade is getting really close. Hudson Lee, who's a really talented left-handed pitcher that had Tommy John in high school, so he's kind of right at that 18-month mark now. So kind of right where we need him to be. And those are 4 kind of premium lefties right there. And then you add Cole Rowland and Chase Walter, as well. So it's safe to say that of our top 12 arms, 6 are on the shelf right now.
How daunting is that?
Well, I think it's good. I think it's good for us. And quite honestly, let's call it what it is. We're at the part of the schedule where that we should be able to manage that. I'm glad we don't have any 4-game weekends. As earlier, in other years, we've had 4 games the opening weekend and 4 games one of the other 3 weekends. And I'm glad we don't, because I'm not sure we have enough for 36 innings right now.
Anything else? Appreciate y'all.
All right. Thanks for being here. Let's get us a win. Show us for tomorrow.
Sir. So got players. Or you can now. Oh, we got players.
They're going back down.
That's new about all those, but just I just think about it that way. All those guys,
I didn't know.
What'd you see on that first pitch?
I mean, it was just something we'd been talking about for a week. I mean, me and my hitting coach, Matt Wessinger, I mean, we knew coming into the game likely that I'd be leading off, and just lucky enough to get a pitch that I could handle and put a good swing on it. It's a pretty fun thing to start the season that way, for sure.
Just what were you telling the other guys after that first pitch? You know, go after the first one, or what was kind of the mentality?
Honestly, just to settle in. I mean, it's opening day, everyone's fired up, ready to go. I mean, everyone's anxious, everyone's excited, but the game of baseball rewards being in the moment and just honestly under control. So once I controlled myself, then it was back to helping everyone else kind of just get back into the rhythm and just really go pitch to pitch.
Offense as a whole, do you think anticipation and excitement kind of got the best of some people today?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, it's always, like I said, it's first day. It's so many jitters are going through everyone's head. And I mean, after the homer, I'm sure coach even said that everyone was trying to kind of emulate that. So I think going forward, we'll be fine. Nothing to worry about for sure.
So you're not allowed to hit any more leadoff homers. That'll throw everybody else off.
Nah, hopefully I can get a few more of those under my belt this season.
How much leadoff have you hit before?
Honestly, last year I hit a lot of 1 and 2. So I mean, I've let off a decent amount. So it's something I'm growing comfortable with for sure.
We gotta ask you about the defensive plays too. 'Cause
Yeah.
First couple innings, I mean, take us through those plays. Did you see it the whole way? And
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've been working on it all off season. I mean, last year I played a lot of shortstop. Really haven't played much third base in my life, so it's definitely something that we took into a lot of consideration. Just being able to be diligent in our work, being able to understand like the different movements at third and everything like that. So I would say I just dedicated all the preparation we put in this off season.
Else? I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, 26-0. Okay, so Vandy barely survived. If I recall.
I think Louisville lost the first of all.
Oh, jeez.
Pardon?
Looks like FAU.
I saw Hofstra be at the beginning of the run. Nothing.
Okay, they played good team. Louisville played good teams.
Who?
Indiana State and UConn. Close to tournament teams.
They played doubleheader today.
Uh-huh.
They lose both.
In Tampa. Wow. I sure as heck hope they weren't playing the trial.
Like,
Because they're in Tampa. I think that question.
That was such a bad question. That was such a bad
It's
question.
like asking, it's like, why don't
It's
you
like, why don't
playing
you
golf
like
in a
Yankee
mud puddle?
Stadium, yeah, and they like that Yankee Stadium, like Fenway Park. Gosh, one like Rogers Center. Who's got also, also, isn't it in St. Petersburg?
Yes,
It's like in St. Pete.
across the bay. It's like it's just so far from where.
I haven't doubt that they're playing that with Tampa or something like that.
I'll just pull up the schedule.
State where?
I think so. Actually, I think they're still going. they're playing at USF. An attendance of 404.
404. Jeez.
State won against VCU.
How last did Debbie out? Now give it up. He's a fucking lunatic.
I feel like everybody keeps everybody keeps falling back on the 2021.
Played this game before. It's only
Oh, yeah. Oh, Larry's listening to me. Who is it?
They keep falling back on this Cardinals series.
rightfully so.
Oh, of course.
Hopefully it's still recording. If I put it up on YouTube later, I know how Connor saying
So
some.
that's what it's like when I got.
Effing lunatic.
I've learned my lesson. I got hot mic to virtual attack.
I mean, what happened up with Jimmy?
I got hot mic to sign some things. Yeah.
I mean, I clearly label my videos as not for kids, so.
NSFW. Wake Forest 247 is NSFW.
Shut up, man.
Austin and Tom could have PG and G rated pressers. Forbes, not so much.
No.
There'd be a few where yeah. And other news, LSU barely held on tonight. VMI. I mean, you gotta take all these things with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I mean, they're opening games and like it's a 30-run game. I'm not gonna say like who knows the context behind it. I mean, Fordham could have just.
It just doesn't even say baseball, it just says Olympic sports media.
We didn't realize that.
They got called.
They give us the same thing last year.
No,
Did they?
Postman originally was supposed to happen. He's on Saturday at the basketball game. I knew this was things get busy. You got a punch list. Certain things get kicked down the punch list.
We realize because we have this exact pass. My photographer has this exact pass, and we had thought that we would.
So
It's Josh Hartle.
Yep. Yeah, can't have the cleats on.
I will take questions for Josh.
how long have you been thinking about this night being the Friday guy for the course?
I've been thinking about it really for a long time. It's been a couple of years. I mean, even dating back to high school, that was always a dream of mine to be the Friday night guy. But it became real, I guess, the past couple of weeks, and something that I've visualized, and it's hard to put into words. It's kind of a different feeling on Friday. It's a different meaning. So I've been thinking about it for a while. It's pretty special. It's a good night.
So was it a little bit of a shock when you kind of cruising through that first inning a bit, and then at the snap you ever run across the plate?
Yeah, everything kind of unfolded really quick, and I wasn't rattled or anything. I was just I want to set the tone like Rhett Louder, and I was like, well, I'm not doing that, so I have to find a way to get through this one way or another. Luckily, it was limited damage, and got back in the dugout, and then Telly picked me up with the homer to tie it up, and it was a brand new game again. So
What was that third inning mound visit like with Moose? Because I talked to Walt about it, but it seemed like he was pretty animated with everybody, except for like you. It's like he came out to kind of chew on everybody else.
yeah, he just wanted to, he says change the station, get our minds right. We kind of went through a struggle there. I wasn't making the best of pitches, and they were getting some weak contact, and we were just kind of throwing the ball around, which happens. And he just wanted to kind of light a fire in us, and go out there and get 2 more outs and get us back in the dugout.
Josh, is just me, or were you a little more animated than I've seen you in the last 2 years on some calls tonight?
Yeah, I was pretty animated. I mean, it takes me a lot to get mad, but I'm not gonna say why I was mad, but I mean, I was just kind of angry at a lot of different things. But yeah.
I think it's understood. Wow, you don't have to say it. Walt said he understood, so yeah, we're there.
So you've been thinking about this day a long time, but when you thought about this day, would you have ever dreamt that you step on the mound and there'd be 3,500 fans in the stands for opening night at Wake Forest baseball?
No, I never would have, thought of being the number one team in the country and having the support that we had on the first night and having so many people come out. It was truly special, and I had to take a moment to just look around because that's not something that I've seen or even thought that would happen. But it's really cool, and I'm just thankful to have such a great community in Wake Forest and Winston-Salem, and for them to come out and support us was really awesome.
When did you take that moment? Was it before start or after you came out?
Yeah, so it was really started in warm-ups. I saw people filing in. I was in the outfield. I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here tonight. And I was in the dugout and I could hear the roar and stuff of the crowd, which is pretty cool. And then pregame, saw everybody, saw a lot of people I knew, which is really cool, really special. So
How much of these games, these non-cons especially, is kind of figuring out still the identity of Team 110? What kind of needs to be done in the next few weeks for you guys to be where you want to be?
yeah, I think we have a lot of different obstacles and adversity to face. Since we have so many new guys, a lot of new faces, you never know with the lineup or the rotation, bullpen. You never know who's going to step up, and there's a lot of things to happen, and we're just trying to take it one day at a time and focus on that.
Josh, coach mentioned just limited arms right now. He said 6 of 12 guys not available at this point. Just how are you guys combating that for the next 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, just trying to get everybody in the right idea and the right mindset to kind of just do their own role and do their job. For me, I'm a starter. I need to go deep into games. I need to go at least into the 6th, best case scenario, and then just pass it off because we're kind of light with our bullpen. So really just trying to get everybody just try and get 27 outs collectively as a team and then move on to the next day.
To that note on the bullpen, your thoughts on the resiliency of Blake coming back after that home run and finishing for example?
Yeah, that was awesome. Blake reminds me a lot of myself as a freshman, and for him to do that, I was super proud to see him out there on a Friday night after I pitched, and he's been through a lot. He wants to be great, and he will one day for sure, and I'm just super proud of him.